Hi guys, I'm Sid with Salem's Choice, Not Just a Girl, and I'm here today with Blue Ether, an amazing new band in the Inland Empire. Their EP release show is actually this Friday, April 5th. I don't know what day it is. And can you guys introduce yourselves, please?
Of course. Hi, I'm Sasha. I am the lead singer and guitarist of Blue Ether.
Hey, what's up? I'm Holly. I am the bassist and Sasha's right-hand man in Blue Ether.
Hi guys. Are you as nervous as I am? Yeah, no, we can cuss. Girls cuss. Girls fucking cuss.
Yes, we do.
Fuck yeah, I'm nervous.
Okay, so that being said, how did y'all meet?
Okay. So it was actually graduation day, high school. We did not know each other in high school. I was a new kid, so I didn't know many people. But on graduation day, we sat right next to each other. And I just remember, yeah. And we were, well, you know, you do the warm-ups, you know, the day before or so. I was like, okay, she's cool. And then the last day, you know, graduation day, we're like, woo, fuck this place.
Yeah,
and
amen.
then years later, 2020, we started hanging out and jamming, and then we went through a global pandemic, and so we stopped. Yeah. And then we kind of just started again. I think 2022.
2020,
kind of.
2022. Yeah.
And then 2023.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were in such a different phase of life when we both met for the first time, and then a different phase when we started jamming again. And now it feels like we're going through another phase where Blue Ether was bloomed and born. And it's been really beautiful to kind of have this ride together because we've gone through so much and we're also in our late 20s, and just to kind of have this ride together, not only like musically, but as, you know, as friends, it's been a really beautiful journey. And just to see how that music has like played out within that, it's been really beautiful. So
Okay. Yeah. And how did you guys come up with the name Blue Ether? Because it really invokes like a magical picture in my head. Like, it's just so like, I love it. Like, without even hearing your music, obviously I love your music because with you on repeat, like, but how did you guys come up with the name?
So we were just kind of dabbling when we first started jamming with various different musicians, and in the midst of it, we were starting to think of names, and then when it ended up just being me, her, Christian, I realized, like, okay, we have a few songs. It's time to get serious. And I was like, Ether. And it was just kind of like short. And then there's so many bands called Ether. And I was like, Blue Ether.
Okay.
Right? And it's kind of crazy because just look up Blue Ether. And I didn't know this, but when you look it up, it's tied to pretty much when you die. In the Sikh religion, they believe that you go through the 5 blue ethers. And I was like, whoa, this has like spiritual context. And it's beautiful, and I'm not going to go into that, okay? But if you're interested,
like, it's
go.
me chills. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. And like yoga is a huge part of my life. So it was like tied to that. And it came to me in the middle of the night one night.
That's how the best ideas happen.
Yeah, dude, I truly believe those thoughts you have at 3 a.m., listen to them,
Literally. Okay?
Because they're telling you something that the waking mind, there's too much chatter, okay? So listen to those thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so, okay? As long as they're sane, okay?
Intrusive thoughts.
Yes. Do you have anything to say?
no, that's it.
Okay. And, okay, so did you already have, like, because I know you guys were jamming together, and obviously Christian's a really big part of this, but he's not a girl. We're not going to talk about him. But did you already have, like, an idea of who you wanted in the band? Like, did you have a vision of a band? Or did you just kind of, were jamming, and then you're like, we got to name it? Because you said that, kind of.
It was a long ride, I think, to where we got. if we explain more elaborately, we were jamming with a few other people. You know, as life happens, you know, everyone just had their own thing going on, whether that was school, other priorities. And that's okay. And me and Sasha, we kind of both had this moment. I think it was like one night where she came to me and she was like, I want to take this serious. Like, I want to do this. And she had so much music already in the vault that she already wrote, that she already had down, that she had for like years at this point.
We're gonna be
yeah, exactly.
seeing a lot
exactly.
more.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it was kind of this moment where she was like, do we just want to jam with this? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because I think at that point, we both, it was a fuck it moment, but we both have been wanting to create something for so long. At that point, it was just the stars aligned and we were like, we have to do this. There's no other way. Even if other people aren't ready for the ride, we are. So let's just go. And that's what happened. And then Christian came on board and now it is what it is. And yeah.
He actually learned the drums for this band. Okay, because it's hard to find a drummer. And I was like, babe, come on. And you know, he's been in music for a while. You know, he was in Kicked Off the Streets.
Yeah.
And then he's had other projects between. And it's kind of cool to like have looked up for him for so long, you know. And just, he is such a humble person because he taught me that music, it's not this thing that's in far reach that's just for a specific type of person. Like, just show up and just believe in it. And he believed in my music before I did. So yeah, he's a huge inspiration for this as well. And I'm really lucky to have him.
Yeah.
He's a solid dude.
We love a king.
Really
Yes. Dude. Yes.
Okay. So if you could describe the feeling of the getting on stage for the first gig ever, how would you describe it?
Thirsty. I was so thirsty.
Were you high?
No.
No, there was no way.
I was just so nervous. And it was like the sun was beaming on me. It was outdoors.
Oh no.
Late August.
No.
And I was like, that was my experience. What about you?
Yeah, I was going to pass out. Yeah.
Scary.
That was our first time. Yeah.
Guys.
Definitely gonna pass out, and I was getting a little shaky, but I'm like, you know what, this is great. It was fun. Once you get through it, it's fine. Like once you start playing, then you know you kind of zone out and you go into a different universe. But yeah, I felt like I was gonna pass out in a good way. But yeah.
Okay.
Also, taking up space for the first time in that way feels different.
Yeah. Having people just like stare at you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I keep saying I hate that. My mom used to say, take that and throw it out the window. I never learned.
You know, I think it's like natural though. It adds that little softness.
Second of thinking.
Yes. And you know what? I feel like women get a bad rap for that.
Like. It's the likes.
Like
Yeah.
But we're processing things that you would never think about.
Yeah. It's beyond your comprehension.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. Okay, so that being said, how would you guys describe your overall aesthetic as a band? Like, what do you want to be perceived as, and what are you actually giving? Not the crickets.
I think we're learning that and developing that. But I think earthy.
You're so new.
Yeah.
But what do you want to be perceived as? Like, what is...
I think, I mean, it could be different for Sasha, but I think right now, because of where we're at in life, we just want to be perceived as just us. Like, we don't want to be perceived as anyone else other than who we are and just authentically us and badass women who make great music. I think I've seen a lot in the years of people always trying to be someone that they're not, especially in the music industry. And that gets you in trouble. Not only does it get you in trouble, but you lose yourself. And this whole point of the project of Blue Ether was to be our authentic selves and make music for that and for people who want to be their authentic selves. So I think at the core of it is really being who you are, regardless of what that is.
Really,
so, yeah.
that really got me. That's amazing. I love that message. And sorry.
No, you're good.
So you guys obviously make like a very mellow kind of like 90s Cranberries vibe almost, like kind of music. What are you inspired by? Like, what's inspiring these songs, like the songwriting process and everything like that?
It's crazy. We keep hearing the Cranberries. I was not going for that. But I love that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
Your
100%.
voice is just so amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing. Like, I get that question. I just don't know how to answer it because when I wrote these songs, they were very personal. Like,
Okay. They
something
sound
that would
personal.
never leave my bedroom. You know what I mean?
I'm
So,
happy they
like,
did.
it was just it just came to me, but I never felt we're good enough. That's actually the truth. And when I brought it to the band, it transformed the sound. It added like that kick and
Yeah.
that punch that, you know, it's important. And it went from like singer-songwriter, like Angel Olsen vibes to what it is now, which is hard to describe, but I think that's what makes it back to the authenticity thing. Like, I'm like, sometimes like, is it too girly? Is it too
cares?
soft, right?
cares?
But that's that when I feel like LA, there's a lot of punk, there's a lot of like grit, and like it's beautiful and I love it. Beautiful in its own way, but it feels like kind of scary going into this with more of a softness, you know?
But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because you're being who you are and you're not giving a fuck. You're not letting the scene define you. You're defining the scene. Which is
Isn't that the whole point of music, anyways?
literally when did we lose it? When did we lose it?
Come and like
Literally.
people like do this. I don't know. It was just like I was always a huge music head, but not like that,
I
right?
didn't realize that you could just I had free will and I could do whatever the fuck that I wanted. I was like, because I was 21 when I got into the got into the scene. When I
about
was
that age,
introduced to the scene,
Like 2016
and I was
for
like,
me.
oh, it was like 2017.
Okay. At the same time.
And because I was like, wait, am I that old? Yeah, we're that old. But I was like, what the fuck? People pay you to go and play music and do whatever you want?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so it's so inspiring.
It is.
I'm glad I was introduced to the scene at that age, but also,
It's changed. All right. We all change.
I forgot the question.
It's okay. It's okay. I did too. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. I got into it when I was about 18 or 19. I started going to backyard shows in Pomona, as one does in the scene. And a lot of it was like Latino punk bands. And they were fucking incredible. I mean, considering that I'm also Latina and I loved, we love that genre in our community. And it's a really big thing. And Pomona has a great, a great community for that. And I just like my mind, I remember like being 18 and like, whoa, what is this? Like I was freaking the fuck out. And so that
Still freak out.
I still freak out. I still freak out. I still go to a backyard show and I'm like still freaking out. Still crying and everything. So that's how I got into it. And then I just was like, I think this is what I'm meant to do. And then I started getting into podcasting myself and throwing shows and then writing about bands. And now here we are in fucking 2024 and now doing that. So yeah, that's how I got started. And it really kind of developed throughout the years. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry to interrupt. She actually interviewed Kicked Off the Streets.
Okay.
one of-
Yeah, Christian's band. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of the first bands I think I ever interviewed, and Christian was obviously in Kicked Off the Streets, and so yeah, there's a long history there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And it was
Wow.
before I met him. So when
Yeah,
I met him,
yeah.
he was like, I know Holly. I was like, how do you know Holly?
You're like-
She went to my high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I love knowing everything. So I think that being, I don't know why I'm just starting having a podcast. I actually wanted to have a podcast years ago. Just starting it now because of the amazing people that are behind Salem's Choice. Love them. Shouts out. My parents. But anyway, you answered the music taste. Your music taste and if it influences. You said, not really, but slay.
Yeah.
You didn't get to answer.
Pretty much the same thing. All right.
Not really, but
I like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't, then like
Yeah, seriously.
open your mind.
Yeah,
Girl.
yeah.
I feel like ironically, when I was writing some of those songs, it was a lot of folk music.
Okay.
Right? Towns Van Zandt and this guy named Blake Foley. It's a vibe, all right? Just put it on, clean your house, do a little dusting. It's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. And okay, I know you said that this EP was very personal to you. What is the message that you were trying to portray in this EP? Like, what are you trying to get out?
It's a very good question. I think all 3 songs are very different.
Yes.
Different messages, but I guess I could break it down and then try to find a connection here. So With You was just about love. It's a basic, not basic, love song. And at the beginning I say, like, look at all the ways you let yourself go. Right? Because sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit, right? But towards the end, because you still love this person, there's flowers around them, there's growth. Right? Oh, I'm making the connection myself here. And, by the end, it's like, look at all the ways you let yourself grow. And I think with anything in life, like, it's a double-edged sword, right? You get too much or, whatever it is. Everything in moderation. And I think the balance is really important there. And love, you can grow through love.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like everything,
I'll
right?
get to that.
Love with anything, right? Love anything too much and you squeeze too tight, right?
Yeah.
So that's that. And then wasting time is about wasting time overthinking things, okay? And just getting out of your own head and finding, like, the treasures in your mind. That's pretty much that. And then the last song is inspired by The Alchemist, the book. And it's still kind of about love, but it's about destiny and
this band.
Yeah, I guess.
You were saying earlier
destiny.
that this band, you were like, fuck it, we need to take this seriously. This is destiny. This is a 3 a.m. thought. This is what we need to fucking do.
Exactly. And that's on the cover because Christian did our cover. Amazing.
Shout out to Christian Jorns.
I'm like pointing the mic over there.
Because, oh my God, the most amazing artist that I have ever met in my entire life.
Same.
And the most humble man I've ever met in my entire life. Just an angel. We don't talk about men on this channel, but you're an exception.
Yes, Christian's did such an amazing job. I actually had to go out of my way to send him a message and say there were things in the artwork that we did not ask for that were literally on point.
So in alignment with where we are in life.
Intuitive.
Yeah. It was insane. Like, they were
locked in.
Yeah. Like,
we're gonna work with him again.
Yeah, there were little things on that, the cover that we were like, okay, this is insane. How did he know how to put that in there? But it was beautiful. It just aligned.
So and then on the cover, it's the Arabic word from the book The Alchemist, maktab or maktub, which means it is written. So it's like written in the stars, and he put the star tarot little symbol in there, the little card. It was just beautiful. It was just all on point, and I guess that's
so
it.
Amazing.
And this is Destiny too, by the way. This podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, literally.
No, seriously. This is all Destiny. just like all aligning. Like, we're all stepping into our power at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that. This is the first episode because I was over at Daisy and Liz's house last night. We're talking. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to want to have a podcast. And they're like, hold on. What? And I was like, oh yeah, I used to want to have a podcast. And I named it and I tried it out and everything. But then I gave up and they're like, rewind. We're going to do that. Here you go. Here's your platform. Slay. And I was like, say less. Here I am the next day. Because they're go-getters. And here we are.
And here we are.
And here we fucking are. We're being girls. Anyway, back on track.
You guys have like 6 minutes.
Okay. I have 3 more questions.
Yeah, because you can do a lot with 6
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, so, blah, blah, blah. award-winning question. Here we go. If you could see any musician, dead or alive, blah, 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 who would it be? And why? And what song do you want them to perform?
Oh, that's
And
a
would you
hard
kiss
one.
them?
This is very hard. So while I think,
You have 30
Holly,
seconds,
do you
girl.
know?
I would have to say Amy Winehouse.
Stop.
Amy Winehouse. Yeah, and Amy Winehouse and her doing Back to Black, the record in full, or at least the record Frank in full. Oh my God, that girl, her soul was on another level of genius, and the fact that she incorporated so many elements of jazz and soul within her music was she was in her own lane. She was literally in her own lane, and she was gone too soon. But yeah, it would definitely be Amy. Absolutely Amy. Also, I have like a strong connection to England, and I just love Brits, so yeah, that's why I love her.
Love it. Okay.
This is so hard.
I'm not answering.
I don't want to.
You have to, because I said so.
Okay. Maybe Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Period. Yeah.
Guitar solos. That's all I know about
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin.
just like that.
because, like, I listen to a Led
It's just-
Zeppelin.
it's just the
what's
vibe.
the best Led Zeppelin song that you like?
I like so many, honestly.
What would you want to see live?
Maybe this is too hard for me. Okay, I need to move
sorry.
on. No, it's okay.
She said I need to go.
She's like, I veto this.
I want
veto
it
this
all. A whole
question.
lot of love.
Okay. That's your only veto.
I am not good at being put on the spot like that. It's like my brain is an archive, and I would have to go through.
Okay. Well, speaking of archives, what does your songwriting process look like? Who's writing the? You're writing the songs. Slay.
It's hard because I haven't like really ever sat down and been like, I'm gonna write a song. And I have like, it's mostly when I'm jamming, like I'll come up with something and then like maybe I'll sit down and write the lyrics, but sometimes the lyrics just kind of pop up in my head and then I kind of go based off that. But I would say just super intuitive, like the song With You, when I sat down to write it.
Like I said, that shit is on repeat. Did you put crack in it? Like, we were driving here and we're like, okay, let's get the vibes going. We just listened to the EP for 45 minutes while we drove here.
Crazy.
Like, we're just like,
That's crazy.
When we were in the studio, we like sprinkled a little bit on.
I knew it.
That'll do the trick.
That's why I was calling you guys out. So,
Um,
how did you write that song? Let's start with there.
Okay.
Because that's my favorite song.
I always complicated music. Ready? It has to be this. It has to be that. It has to have all these parts. And then one time I was leaving my friend's house. They were jamming, and I was like, "Whoa, they're playing like the same note over and over, but it sounds so good." And so that song was 2 notes. It is literally 2 different notes the whole time, and it's just the way you play it and the energy you bring into it, and the words just like came to me. And I remember like, gosh, I have to record this right now. I'm gonna forget it. So I recorded it, and I remember it just like came out. And when I listened back, I was like, this is so good. I don't know where it came from. All right. And it just sat in my voice memos for like a year or 2 before I did anything with it.
Okay.
And I listened to the original one recently after this recording came out. I was like, it's so different, but it's also like the beauty in it. It's just different in the way that I sing the melody a little bit. But anyways, it just really came together with the band, and I just had to believe in myself. It's cheesy, but that's what we all have to do, right?
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it, because there's people out there doing it.
Fuck it.
There's people out there doing it who aren't even, no offense,
What's the tea, babes?
they're not even that like, no, I'm just saying in general. Have you ever heard like a random artist on SoundCloud and you're like, oh, this is kind of crazy? They're doing it. And
Yeah,
that's all that
They
matters.
believe in themselves.
So I heard this thing, Brene Brown says it, if you're not in the arena, like if you're not on the stage, don't fucking judge, right? Because they're doing it and you're not. So you can't judge people's art because they're doing it and you're not. So if they can do it, you can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And if she can do it,
Bars.
right. So I think this like hierarchy thing that people like that are doing it, who if you ever feel like you can't, you can. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it up by saying I am so excited to see you guys perform on Friday. And I will be right there in the front wearing all blue for Blue Ether with my blue hair. I'm in my blue era. So obviously you guys would be my first guests because I'm in my blue era with Blue Ether. Okay, everyone. So this was Blue Ether -1, but he's not a girl. And it was so amazing talking with you guys. Is there anything you want to let the audience know that's coming up besides Friday?
We have a music video that we're going to record in May.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Not too much lined up, but the way this band has gone, this just unravels.
Yeah.
Just unravels.
Yeah, it's really just the beginning. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said there's archives of songs. So
TikTok.
I'm waiting. I'll be waiting like... Well, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys sitting down and talking with me. And I just wanted to say we're all just girls, but we're not just girls. Until next time.